Hey friends, so this week I was gonna do a video about black men and why they actually don't go to the doctor. But something actually happened to me over the weekend, actually the last couple of hours, and I felt like it was best for me to do more of a relationship vlog this week. So I've been dealing with a breakup, a very kind of bad breakup. My ex-boyfriend, he actually had a whole nother girlfriend the entire 2.5 years that we were dating, and I didn't find out about her until she actually hit me up on Facebook. And it's been a very interesting ride of emotions and feelings and things like that. So my vlog this week is going to be mostly about how do you actually heal after your significant other is cheated, and how do you move on with your life. So initially, when my ex-boyfriend first, when I found out about everything was going on, he denied, motherfucking denied. So me and homegirl, actually reached out to each other, found out all of our stories matched up, everything we knew matched up. And it was hard to actually come to that acceptance. You actually do go through the ladder of acceptance and regret and anger and all of those things. It's very real. Like that acceptance, it's very real. It's ridiculously real. So the one mistake that I feel like I made was actually trying to stay with him. I begged and pleaded to prove my case of why you should be with me and why we're perfect together and so many different things. And I didn't put myself first. And that was the very first thing. I had to put myself first and put my emotions first and put all the things that I was feeling first before even thinking about being able to tackle this big thing. I didn't want to look at the anger that I felt. I didn't want to look at the sadness that I felt. I didn't want to look at just how pissed off I really fucking was. The first thing that popped in my head was, well, we're going to work this out because I want to be with you. I thought about all those posts that I would see on social media, like if you love him, you'll stay. Love gets through anything. You can conquer anything if you're in love. And I realized that all that stuff is bullshit. It's not about conquering love if somebody disrespected you. It's not about conquering love if somebody took your trust, like destroyed your trust in them. I had to learn that everything is not as storybook as it seems. And one of the biggest things I learned is that I can't fix a person. I can't try to fix someone if they're not ready to fix themselves. And a lot of times I've learned that that's kind of what it is with cheating, is that they feel like they're missing something. Some people do. And I can't be the person to fill that void all the time. And it's not my fault. Even though I felt like it was my fault that he decided to get with somebody else. For me, I was sad because this was somebody that I thought I was going to marry. This was someone I thought I was going to have kids with. This is someone I really thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with. Like, in my soul, in my heart, I just felt like this is who God created me for. This is who I'm supposed to be with. And I learned that sometimes God puts people in your life in relationships so that you can learn what love really is and how you love and what's your love language and things like that. Just teach you a lesson. And it's like now I really feel like he was supposed to be my lesson, not my blessing. I was angry because I felt like, how could you do this to me? Like, I think pretty highly of myself. Sometimes I do think a little too highly of me. And I just felt like, me? I'm that bitch. Me? Come on now. And I had to realize it's not about me, and it was about him. And I had to accept that it's not always about me, especially in that case. I knew I didn't do anything. We didn't have any arguments. I was always there. I always made myself available. So why the fuck would you cheat on me? It's not about me. It's about that person. And it took a long time for me to realize that when somebody cheats on you, sometimes it's not about you. It's really what's going on within them. And one of the other things that I just had to learn is that in relationships, it's about compromise. And I was willing to compromise my entire self for somebody. that didn't compromise their entire self for me. And I realized that there were a lot of red flags that in the beginning of our relationship that I looked past. And that's why I say that everybody is not always a blessing. I looked over a lot of things that I really shouldn't have looked over, and it probably would have saved me a lot of heartache. But when you're going through this, especially for myself, there were lots of tears. There were lots of days of sadness. There were lots of days where I was just like, God, why me? Why am I going through this? Why can't somebody else go through this? You know, and during that time, I did a lot of praying, and I prayed for the other girl too that was going through it as well, because she was a victim just like me. And granted, as women, we get very territorial and want to fight because we're like, no, this is mine. And we went through that. And there were times where I wish I could say, you know, I'm sorry because I did look at you some type of way because of what this person did, not realizing that you're also hurt like me. I didn't know about you and you didn't know about me. Nobody did it to the other to be malicious. He did. And I also went through anger because I realized I lost a lot of friends because of this person. But then again, that could have been what God wanted. Maybe He wanted him to come in and get rid of some of these friends that I had and, you know, whatever, what have you. But I lost friends. Internally, I lost myself. And going through this path of self actualization, I realized that in my next relationship, I don't want to lose myself. And I don't want to fully compromise myself and things that I want out of a relationship just to make somebody else happy. And I feel like that's what I did, especially after the whole cheating thing went down and everything. It's very emotional. And I didn't express all of the things that I felt, and I felt like I should have. I should have said, I'm pissed the fuck off. I should have said, I don't trust you. I should have said, how could you do that to me? I should have basically displayed my worth a lot better than I did. And that's one thing that I feel like with people, we don't do it all the time, especially when we're hurt. We don't show all the things that we feel because we don't want to keep getting hurt. We don't want to keep getting hurt. We don't want to keep getting hurt. And I also learned it's not good to keep fucking the person after shit like that happens because it makes it harder for you to get over shit. It definitely does. And I look back on 2 years almost since that whole thing has happened, and I've grown a lot. I've shown within myself, I'm a lot more patient than I used to be. And I'm a stand-up fucking person, to be totally honest, because Neek back in 2010, and people will tell you, I was a firecracker. I used to chew niggas up. I used to be the worst. I was that angry black woman on campus. But I will say that I'm doing a lot better, a whole lot better. I'm dating, and I like dating. Dating is actually fun, and that's something that I didn't do in the beginning with either of my 2 relationships that I was in. I did not really date, and I didn't have a different plethora of men that I could meet and see what I do and don't like, things like that. But I really like it. It's really fun. I enjoy it, and I feel like I'm more honest when I go on dates because I kind of let them know what I want, what I'm looking for, and if I don't like them, I don't gotta talk to them anymore. Some of them I really do like talking to. Like, dating's cool. It's really, really cool. I just know what kind of things to look for now. And honestly, I realized that this process of regaining trust back in people is not as difficult. It's difficult, but it's not as difficult when you trust yourself. And I think that's the biggest thing I had to learn, was to trust myself, trust my judgment, and to be fine with being alone and not to settle for a lot of shit that I settled for in my relationship. And I mostly just kind of want to leave y'all with this, is that if you have been cheated on and if you're dealing with getting into a new relationship after the fact, it's difficult to trust again. It's very, very difficult. But you just have to work through it and just let that person know, be honest with them, and let them know what you're currently going through. if you're not dating anybody and you're just, still in your emotions, be in your emotions for as long as you need to be. Take your time. And that's something that I really learned. Take your time. Use your own judgment. Your friends are always going to be there to help you if you have great friends to help you deal with things. I honestly feel like I have a great sister circle and I have great friends. Shout out to my therapist, Carlistus, because I could not have gotten through a lot of the feelings that I was feeling and a lot of the decision making that I had trouble with had it not been for him. And decision making is going to be very difficult. You're going to be in your emotions. You're going to be upset. You're going to be angry. Accept all those emotions. Be the fuck mad. Be the fuck sad. Be the fuck happy some days. And some people are going to say, totally cut ties with that person, don't talk to them anymore. It's your discretion. Do exactly what you want to do. Because I did what I wanted to do. Some things worked, some things didn't. But it's hard. And the real reason that I felt like I needed to put this up here, is because, Lemonade came out and the whole thing about Beyonce and everybody saying that Jay-Z cheated on her. Most beautiful woman in the world. You have Beyonce. You cheated on Beyonce. And then on top of that, I had a conversation with my ex that cheated on me. And he said some shit that pissed me the fuck off. And I just kind of was like, you know what? I need to explain to people how it feels to be cheated on. It feels like shit. But the thing to take away from this is all the feelings that you're feeling are totally normal. Don't feel like you're weird. Don't feel any kind of way. Don't feel like it's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's that person. If they did not give you a specific answer as to why they cheated on you, it is not your fault. They have a problem, not you. So don't think that the problem is you. But take the time to work on yourself. I'm doing it. And I feel like I've gained a lot more confidence in myself. I'd explore into makeup more. I'd go out more. I'd try new shit more. I just do more shit now because, trust, I was always in the house when I was in a relationship because I needed to be loyal to him, but he wasn't being loyal to me. Take your time to do you and do what's best for you and not for anybody else, especially not for the person that cheated on you.